Okay, welcome. This is our BoardX tutorial. We're going to go over here how to sign up, how to log in, some of the basics to start. So from Google, we're going to go to boardx.us, which will land you here at our home page. And then you can go ahead and either click login, sign up, depending on which one you need. The get started for free will take you to the same place as the sign up. So we'll go ahead and launch in here. I'm going to type in as a name, we're going to use an account from Xander. We're just going to go ahead and create an account here. And then password and create. And you'll see an empty sort of room here. Okay, so you've signed up successfully. You've landed at the BoardX community page here. You'll notice this big image and sort of a blank room. So first we're going to go over here how to update your account, how to update your profile information. So you're going to go up to the top right corner and click on this icon up here. Now you'll notice profile. And here you can also access how to change language. So right now we offer Chinese and English, so this will switch my user interface into Chinese, Mandarin, and then I can log out from here as well. Now if I click profile, I will be able to, from here I can change my user image, my avatar. That will be displayed sort of in the circle up here and for other people to see when I'm working with them. I can update my email. I can update, or not my email, my name and my password rather. And I can do all of that right here from the profile screen under this in the top right corner. Okay, so now let's say you want to create a new place to store your rooms. So BoardX community is the default that we're all automatically entered into. Now you want to create your own organization. So you can do that by clicking up here on the organization and then clicking create organization. So you'll get a pop-up here. You can type an organization name. Let's name this tutorials. And so you can see now we've entered the organization tutorials. And so you'll also notice we have a new option to manage this organization. By the way, to switch between is very simple. I can go back and forth between them just like that, clicking on their names here. So now if I click this manage option, we have a few settings here. We can see right here a list including all of the members that are currently in the organization. And from here I can change the organization's name by typing here, clicking update. I can delete the organization. I can add members just by typing their email or by typing their BoardX ID and clicking invite. I can also just copy an invitation link like a URL. And I can send that to people as well. And then another thing, you can scroll down here to some actions to remove members from organizations. Yeah, so that's pretty much all you can do here from these settings. Now you can also invite members to organizations with this large button here. And this works much the same way as the ones I was just saying in the settings. You can type by email or by BoardX ID and click invite, or you can send the link as well. Okay, so now you're in an organization that you've made. Now let's say you want to create a room. You can do that right here next to rooms with this button. Let's go ahead and create a room. I will just title this my tutorial room and go ahead and click get started. So now we have a new room. There's a few things you can do with rooms. First of all, you'll notice in the rooms list you can favorite rooms with this star, and you'll see what that does is the rest of these are here alphabetized, but the favorited ones are at the top, you can see here. So now in a room I can create new boards with this large button. I can click this plus to invite members to my room, and I can do that by typing their email, their BoardX user ID, or sending them an invitation link. So I'll show you what that looks like here. I can invite somebody, Xander here. I can click invite, and this person has now been added to this room. So now I can click room settings as well and see that I myself am the room owner who created it, and I have another member. So in room settings I can see the user list here. I can change their role, so I can change this user to an administrator or back to just a member, a user. I can remove people. I can page between if the list is too long here. And here I can also do the same invitation process that I can do with the plus button. And then finally up here I can change the title of the room and update that there, or just delete the room altogether. Okay, now we've created our room here and we want to create a board. So we're going to use this create new button here, and we'll just title this board 1. And we can either press enter on the keyboard or click create. So now when you'll see we're in board 1 here. So now it's important to note a difference. If I invite someone to this board with the copy link or with the QR code, if I give this link to someone and they have access to this board, they only have access to this one board. If I go back to the room, they won't have access to all of my other boards in this room. So if I have other boards sitting in this room, they won't have access to them. They will only have access to the board that I sent them the link to. So that's important to know. But if I press this plus button, invite members to room, they will have access to everything in the room. So that's an important difference with the permissions. Now you'll notice too with the boards they have the favorite icon, and this works the same way as the favorites for the room list. So the most recent board will show first. See, board 2 is the one that I was in most recently, but if I favorite board 1, now your favorites will come first and then the most recent ones after. So that's how the favorites work. And last, I wanted to mention the search bar is different. You can search within a room, and you can also search all boards. Those are two different ways to search. So you'll be able to search from all of your rooms if I search under recent boards up here. But I can also click into a room and then only search what's in this room. Okay, one more thing you'll notice in the rooms screen here is there are 3 dots, sort of the settings dots, in the top right corner of each of your boards. Now these are your board settings, so let's find out what we can do. We can change the name of the board. This is pretty easy to do. So you can see it's already done there. I can change the name. I can duplicate this board, and that will duplicate the board to the same room here. So that board will appear here if I refresh. Now if I upload thumbnail, I can change what appears in this image here. You'll see on my other boards that what normally appears is a picture of sort of what's on the board, the content that's there. But I can also manually choose, and you can see here's that copy, here's that duplicate. But I can also manually choose a thumbnail if I want to cover up that or make it look more professional or something. Now these two, set category, set description, you don't need to worry about. These are temporarily available here, but they will not be features that will be left here. These are sort of back-end admin controls that aren't for user use. So these can be ignored. Now open a new tab is self-explanatory. If I click this, board 3 will now open, you can see, in a new tab up here. Now, move to another room. This is a pretty simple one too, so I can just select from my long list of rooms here, and I can move this to anywhere pretty quickly and just click move, and it will send the board there. A bit familiar with the different elements on the board. Let's just go over what we're looking at and sort of some more details about our structure. We have under the All Boards tab here, everything from all of our rooms, of course. Now at the top of the screen we can search through all of our rooms right here. We have our user icon over here to change our profile and whatnot. I have all of our rooms and our favorite rooms on the left side here. And now rooms store different boards, sort of like a folder for boards. Just the same way that rooms store boards, organizations store rooms. So I can click on this other organization, and you can see there are other rooms here, and these rooms all have their own boards in them. So the rooms store the boards, and the organizations store the rooms. Now if I invite someone to my organization, Danny's here, if I invite you to this organization, you will not have access to my rooms. I would have to go into the room and invite you to that room specifically. So you will not have access. You will join this organization and you'll see a blank list here. There won't be any of these names. So when you first land on a new board like this, you're going to want to, if it's your first time on BoardX, you're going to want to go into your settings here, in the More section here, and then click Settings, the first option here. And you can see the interaction mode. This is really important. So if you're on a laptop with a trackpad, like a MacBook Pro or something, that you really want to click trackpad mode here. I'm on a MacBook Pro right now myself, so I'm using trackpad mode, but there's also mouse mode, and I'll just explain really briefly what some of those differences are. So trackpad mode, I can zoom with a pinch of my fingers on the trackpad. It takes advantage of the trackpad's ability to multi-touch with two fingers. Now if I go to mouse mode, so I can pinch to zoom, but I can also pan, by the way, is what I'm doing here, just moving around with two fingers. Now if I switch to mouse mode here, and I do have a USB mouse here with me, so if I switch to mouse mode, you can see I have to click to drag. I can't use two fingers, there's no touchpad to use them on, but so I have to click and drag to move. And that's one key difference. Now if I hold space, I can click and move without grabbing any of the things on the board. If I let go of space and then I try to do this, see, I'm going to move items, but if I hold space down, my space bar, then I can click over things and it won't disturb the content on the board. Another important difference with mouse mode, and I can zoom with the scroll wheel on the mouse, by the way. Another important difference with mouse mode though is you have to hold shift and then you can click and drag to select. See, if I click and drag without holding shift, I'm just panning the board, right? But if I hold shift, now I can select with this selection box. So those are the main differences really between mouse mode and trackpad. On trackpad mode here, if I switch back, see, I can pan with two fingers and then just click with one finger and drag to select like this, to multi-select. I don't have to hold shift, and I also don't have to hold space to move the board in trackpad mode here. Yeah, those are the main differences, but it's very important when you first get on the board to make sure that you're using the one that is right for you, trackpad or mouse.